Now we're live. Say hey.
Hi.
Hey, welcome you all. Welcome to Story Time. My name is Lavon Gillette, and this is
Ethan. Gillette.
yes, Ethan. How old are you?
9.
He is 9. This is our first son. We have 3 children. Abram and I didn't have them by myself. Hello. We have 3. So this is Ethan. He's the you 1, 2, or 3.
1.
That's right. That's right. Brother man was first. Okay, he came through. First one here. All right, so he's joining me tonight at story time. I'm really excited because I asked him and he was like, sure, if you would like me to be on there. So that's pretty cool because Ethan is pretty much to himself, right?
Yes.
You like to be by yourself. Like to play with the things that he likes to play with. So this is really his is this uncomfortable for you or is it okay?
It's kind of okay.
It's kind of okay. All right, so if you are new to story time is a 30-minute, 45-minute reading. Okay, so we read books that wasn't taught in school. Okay, elementary school, colleges. We are a lover of truth. We're not an anti-specific people. We're anti-lies. Okay, but we're not an anti group of people. So we do not say we hate white people or we hate anybody. We literally is just this platform is just really just going after truth and seeking truth, um, and dispelling lies. So that's pretty much what we do here on Storytime. We have been reading the Negro question, and this is author is Lee Cummings. So he's written 7 books, and this is just a series. So in his series, there are 7 books. I should say that. I'm not sure if he's written more, but I am only familiar with the Negro question series. And this is the book that we are reading, okay? And so, just for sake of time, if you are wanting to know what page we are on, and if you purchase the book, we on page 165. But before we start on any story time, we like to hit you with scripture, right? And the scripture is coming from Psalms 34, read by Mr. Ethan Gillette himself. We're going to split this scripture because it's a chapter. So he's going to read verses 1 through 9. If he decides to read more, that's great. And then I will pick up from wherever he leaves off. All right?
Yeah.
Should have got that nap in. All right. So use your voice, okay? So they can hear you. And stand tall. Sit tall.
I will bless Yahuwah at all times. He, his praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahuwah. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Magnify Yahuwah with me, and let us exalt his name together. I saw,
Salt.
I sought Yahuwah, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and Yahuwah heard him, and saved him out of his
Speak a
out
little louder.
all out of all his troubles. The angel of Yahuwah encamps round about them that fear him and delivers them. O taste and see that Yahuwah is good and blessed is the man that trusts in him. O fear Yahuwah, yeah,
Ye his Kodishim.
ye his perdition, for there is no one to them that fear them and fear him.
Okay. I'm going to start off with verse 10. Thank you, Ethan. He read verses 1 through 8, verses 1 through 9. All right, Psalms 34 and 10, it says, the young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahuwah shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me, and I will teach you the fear of Yahuwah. What man is he that desires life and loves many days, that he may see good? Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil, you do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of Yahuwah are upon the righteous, his ears are open unto their cry. The face of Yahuwah is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and Yahuwah hears and delivers them out of their troubles. Yahuwah is nigh unto them that are Yahuwah is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saves such as be of a contract ruach. Many are the affliction of the righteous, but Yahuwah delivers them out of them all. He guards all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Yahuwah redeems the souls of the servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. May Yah add a blessing to the hearers and readers of his word. Sir, you did a great job reading, and thank you for reading.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Auntie JoJo said, good job, Ethan. Say hi, Auntie JoJo.
Hi, Auntie JoJo. Hi, everyone.
All right. See, now he's looking at your comments. See, Auntie Sheila's here. Everyone's here. All right. So, Ethan, we're going to read the Negro question, and then we're going to talk, just regular talk. Okay. You can share what's going on in here and unlock some of them thoughts. Okay. Don't bottle them up. And if there's something that you do not understand, just let it be known. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So if you have your books, go ahead and turn to 165, 66, I lied on accident. And we're on chapter 9, the original Black colonists. All right. So far, every army that fought in the Revolutionary War was Black. But I asked myself this question: who was the loyalist who fought on the side of the Briton, and what color were they? By the time I am finished with this chapter, you will see the loyalist generals, captain, lieutenants were Black men. Below is a list of Black Scottish Highlander loyalists who fought on the side of colonists. But take note, these were free Black majors. Sir, you're going to have to be still though, okay? I know that's pretty much asking, but you can't be bending down and all of that, okay? Because you're on camera and they see everything, okay? All right, generals, lieutenants, and captains, and I shall prove that by evidence that is available. Go ahead and hold this up and show it to the people. Show it to them. Go ahead and show it. There you go. Get up there in that camera and show it to them. So this is what we're talking about here. Okay, go ahead and have a seat, and then we're gonna read what you just shown. Okay, what you have shown. All right, so Continental Loyalist Army officers. Major Adam McDonald, 1st Carolina Regiment. Major Daniel McDonald, 3rd New Jersey Regiment. Captain John McDonald, 6th Pennsylvania Battalion. Captain James McDonald, 1st Carolina Regiment. Lieutenant Barney McDonald, 4th Virginia Regiment. Lieutenant William McDonald, 4th Georgia Regiment. Lieutenant Michael McDonald, British Navy. Major Richard McDonald, 1st New Jersey Regiment. Captain Lewis McDonald Jr., 2nd Regiment, New York. Where did these McDonalds come from?
From McDonald's?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Probably not, because that's an establishment. But you know what? Right? Oh, listen, you could be onto something. I don't want to make you right, but I don't know.
It's possible.
It's a possibility. You're right. All right, this is a list of Continental Loyalist officers that fought against the English during the Great American Rebellion of the American Revolution War. If you look at the last name on this list, they're all, what's their all last name? What's their names? Last name?
McDonald's.
McDonald's, that's right. And Scottish Highlanders. I have inserted a ship manifest from the Hebrew Israelites that describes the McDonald Highlanders or colonists as they are boarding the rebellion ships. Before I show you the ship manifest, which gives you an accurate description of the McDonald men, I want to refresh your memory concerning the skin color of the Highlanders. So we're going to show you a picture of Mr. Boyd Dawkins, and then I'm going to quote from Mr. Boyd Dawkins. Go ahead and show them that picture right there. Get up in that camera. Good job. Okay.
I'm proud of you too, Grandpa.
All right. So this is a quote from Mr. Boyd Dawkins. In the year of 449 AD, certain Englishmen came from the North Germany and the southern shores of the Baltic Sea and pushed the Britons westward. By year 607 AD, the English had pushed the Britons westward as far as Chester. The English carved out Yorkshire, Chester, and Lancashire, forming the Kingdom of Northumbria. Professor Boyd Dawkins, who Ethan showed you, which is this guy here, is given the location of the whites that invaded Britain. Professor Boyd Dawkins continued on the next page. Okay? And then we're going to have some, I'm going to read it, but then I'm also going to show you the black colonists that was sent to the 13 colonists. Okay? 13, yeah, colonies. There we go. So Professor Balkins, this is his quote, and it continues. Do you want to try and read it? You can. That's right, but you have to speak loud, okay? From here. All right, so this word is inhabitants.
The inhabitants of Brighton belong to very different races. Brighton was
And that word is Britain.
Britain
Was inhabited
was inhabited by the Black
Basque.
Basque
Mhm.
from ancient times, and they called themselves Roman citizens. In their books, they were called the Dark and 5 feet 4 inches.
You have to speak loud, okay? In their books, so in their book, they were called Britons
Britons
or Welsh.
They are two types of Welsh. One is dark and 5 feet 4 inches, and the other is tall and round-headed. The English pushed the dark Welsh Britain
Westward, speak louder, love.
westward
Mm-hmm.
into
Cumberland,
Cumberland, Westmoreland, Highlands of
Scotland, you got it right.
Scotland, Cornwall, and Devon.
Devon.
Professor Boyd Dawkins.
Speak louder. You're doing good.
Professor Boyd Dawkins is giving the location of the blacks and Wells. See the spreadsheet below that list some of the black Scots and the new black European
Colonists.
that are being sent into the colonies.
Colonies. Good job. Now show them what you are reading about. Show them this. Make sure your fingers are in the way so they can see, and then go ahead and show it to them. Oh, listen, you better show it. So as you can see, keep it there. So it's showing first and last name. So you have Angus McIntosh, who is 26 and he's black. Peter McIntosh, who's 34, brown skinned. Keep it like that, buddy. Then you have James McIntosh. Okay, let me go ahead here. Good job. Let me read it from here. Although I am supposed to be reading from left to right, we're not ready there yet. Go ahead and have a seat, love. James McPherson, he's 22 and he's described to be black. Alexander McLeod, he's 18. That's very young, and he's described to be brown skin. Charles Morgan is 18, very young, brown skin. Donald McGillis is 18, brown skin. Alan McDougall is 26, brown skin. Angus McDonald, that's what he wanted you to focus on, like the McDonald's. And he was 60, okay, and he was brown skin. Convict ship, the veterinarian, political prisoners continue. Would you like to continue this last one and then I start on this page?
Um, yes.
Okay, go ahead. But read loud from your voice, okay?
Mhm. These black men on these ships manifest or form the
Continental.
Continental Army during the American Revolution.
Good job, Ethan. I'm so proud of you. All right. And so, like you said, these black men, the people that we read about and shared the age and their skin complexions on this manifest are the Continental Army during the American Revolution. Okay. All right. So, history of the McDonald's. So, you said maybe they are McDonald's. I don't know. Maybe there was a number seven. You like two-piece Smith, baby? Interesting. All right, history of the McDonald's clan, page 98. Land was granted to Angus McDonald's, and you saw that name right here at the bottom, Angus McDonald. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Angus McDonald, okay, on the east side of the Kinderhook River. During the Hebrew Israelite Rising of 1745, McDonald fought as a lieutenant under the command of Charles Edward Stuart in the Battle of Culloden, after which he was attainted of treason. He fled Scotland, departing the Inverness for the colony of Virginia in 1746 at the age of 18. Following his arrival in Virginia, McDonald worked as a merchant in Falmouth for 2 or 3 years. In 1765, McDonald returned to military service when he was commissioned by Thomas Fairfax, 6th Lord Fairfax of Cameron, as a major in command of the Frederick County Militia. Lord Fairfax also appointed McDonald as an attorney and land agent for his Northern Neck Preparatory. Governor John Maury, 4th Earl of the Dunmore, commissioned McDonald in 1774 as a ranking military officer of an expedition. The expedition was formed to organize and recruit settlers, black, this is in parentheses, black Scottish/Irish men, west of the Allegheny Mountains. The recruits' mission was to defend settlements from the Native American attacks. McDonald's completed the expedition, which met its goal of temporarily relieving Western Virginia frontier settlements from attack. So we're going to go ahead and show you these original black colonists, and I think it's these people. Sure. He's going to get his glasses. So I'm going to show you the black colonists, and this is right here. All right, Jacobite gleaning or the Hebrew Israelites. What are you really looking at? Oh, let me just share the first and last name. Okay, so George Samuel was 18, and his remarks are brown skin, so that's where his That's how they described him. John Donald is 20, brown skinned. Andrew Matthew is 20, dark complexion. William Jackson, 19, brown, lusty complexion. Donald McDonald, 58, swarthy, so very dark. Angus McDonald, okay, listen. Oh, that's McDonald. Angus Viv, McDonald's. Could there be a connection? A number six and only on in anybody's mind? No. All right. Black men. And then William Ross is 36, and he's referenced as a ruddy complexion. Duncan Campbell, 16, dark complexion. And John Cunningham, 32, black and sturdy. So this is the ship manifest location. So now he's asking us a question. What are you really looking at? Okay. All right. So what you want to cover that? Okay. Or you just gonna yawn freely. All right. Come over here. You want to take a read here? Go ahead and use your loud voice. Where the question is being asked. Yes.
You are.
No. What are you looking at?
Oh.
There you go.
What are you really looking at? You are looking at the accurate description of the black
colonists.
These black men.
No, and the black colonists and
the black
Continental
Army. These black Jacobites were deported into the 13 British colonies in 1715 and 1745. These men and their offspring filled the ranks of the Continental Army during the American Revolution. This is
indisputable. So he says it in dark. He has the letters bold, and he says this is indisputable. Says I'm with Ethan. We need to go claim McDonald's, then change the menu and 5 people. Yes, and 5 people real food. I'm going to have to. You hear? Yes. He says I'm going to have to do some research on my last name, as it is Scottish. Yes, Creer. Okay, Casey, I would love to see what kind of I don't know how you do that. Ancestry.com. I don't know. I don't even know. But okay. So not ancestry, look at that. Article history of the Clan Donald history, James Lee. So go ahead and start at this line at the time. And use your voice.
At the time of the outbreak of the Revolution, there was a large settlement of Scottish colonists with them
at the
Cross Creek in North Carolina. They brought with them to the new country the sturdy sentiments of the Covenanters, but loyalty was an inherent principle in their character. And when Donald McDonald called upon his countrymen to remember their oath
of allegiance
to their crown, they at first followed him to oppose the Patriot Army as.
And then keep reading with your loud voice like you did, like you started off. As the rebellion
assumed the face of resistance to oppression and redress of wrongs, the Black Highlanders switched allegiance and fought on the
Continental
continental side. What does their writer mean? They fought on the side of the Covenanters. They only
Read
the
aloud.
only people to keep the covenant was the Hebrew Israelites, Jacobites. These are the black men listed on the spreadsheet on pages 168 and 170.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So the only one that kept the covenant were who? What kind of people?
The the Hebrew Israelites and Jacobites, but I think that's where they get Ronald McDonald from.
You think so?
Yes.
From Don. Listen. So you think they owe us some money?
It's
You think it's from our people? McDonald's is from our people, and maybe they sold it. I don't know.
Ronald McDonald, Donald McDonald. I don't know. Donald was his name.
You got to use your words. You got to speak them. They're all what?
It's possible.
Listen, I ain't knocking the possible. Auntie Shelley said she with you.
I know. She said, yes, Ethan. With all capitals.
Okay. So Donald McDonald, a Jacobite, or so Donald McDonald is, so another word of a Jacobite is Hebrew Israelites. Okay. So that's who we are, right? We're Hebrew Israelites. Okay. So Donald McDonald, a Jacobite or Hebrew Israelite, was commissioned general of the British forces by Lord Dunmore and gathered more than 1,000 black Scots around him. Is that a lot of people? 1,000.
Yes.
Can you imagine 1,000 people?
Yes, I can imagine half, because half of 1,000 people is here on Shabbat. So
Maybe you seeing some things before we could see it, because if we got 500 people in this house, brother, I don't know where we all gonna be. We're gonna be on the roof. We're gonna be on the fence. Well, stay off that fence. We ain't on no fence. But we can't fit 500 people in this house. Backyard, I mean, we still don't have enough room. All right, so Lord Dunmore gathered more than 1,000 black Scots around him. According to the ship manifest, he was a swarthy black man, and he had fought for Prince Charles Edward at Culloden and had a great influence over his colonist countrymen. Also at Cross Creek lived Flora MacDonald, boy, MacDonald, the heroine of the prince's wanderings and escape, and she used all her influence to rally the Scots to General MacDonald's standard. The original black colonists of the 13 British colonies have been deleted from real colonial history. I was painting a black floor with red paint one day, and it occurred to me that even though the red paint was showing, the black paint was still beneath the red paint. You just couldn't see it. Once in a while, the top paint peels or chips, and you can see the original color of the paint beneath it. The white paint is beginning to peel off of the real colonial history, and we are beginning to see the blackness of the American Revolution that was hidden beneath the white paint. You understand what he's saying?
yes.
So a lot of our history, come on, Covenant, a lot of our history was painted over by those that don't look like us. So they wanted to feel like important because our history, the things that our ancestors did was so monument. It was so powerful, influential, and they didn't want people to know that it was us. So they painted those people that look like us white.
Wow. That's greedy.
Yes.
Let's continue the story.
Okay, let's continue the story. I mean, I was going to go more into that, but okay. All right. So, but the truth is coming out. So that's why he says the paint is coming out. So now we're seeing no more of the people that's being painted white, but we're seeing our ancestors, the people that look like us, through reading and discovering who we really are as a people and what our people have done. Okay. Now I'm going to continue the story like you suggested.
Well, why do people want to be like us? They can just ask. I mean, what's wrong with asking?
That's an interesting when they can just ask. To ask someone, that means you have to know, you already have to know that they have something that you don't have, right? So you're admitting that you want something that you lack. And to admit that, some people aren't willing to admit that. So they rather take than to ask. Because to ask, it's saying, I have to admit that I lack this ability or I lack this this way of doing something. I don't want to admit that to myself because I want to stay powerful. So I'm going to take it. But the Most High is already turning tables. So it doesn't matter anymore because we're going back to our original position. This is why when Grandpa be preaching or teaching, that we listen, okay?
Yeah, that's why it's good.
He does preach. You're right. He preached good. All right. I was let me see where I was. The white painting is beginning to fill. Okay, so together we are chipping the paint off of colonial and world history. And by chipping off, that means like we're reading it, we're rediscovering our truth. Okay. Oh, all right. So and together we shall prevail. Yes. So by prevail, so you share the insight that you get, I share what I get, and then together we all prevail. Okay. You get that? The word McDonald means son of Donald. And there is a black Donald, in parentheses, it says McDonald, being held without bond in the string of killings in Tampa, Florida, through the reckless reporting of the news by media, along with the news conference that the mayor and police chief gave. How on earth can this black man receive a fair trial? So this is a picture. Everyone see that?
Who's that one?
This is a picture of so police giving update of Somole Heights suspect arrest. And this was on ABC News. Okay, so there you go. You guys can see it.
Hmm.
All right, so let's read about what that picture is saying, okay? All right, so the evidence has been produced. You want to read it? Read it loud and clear, okay, from your voice.
The evidence has not been produced. The man has not confessed to the murders.
The ballistics.
The ballistics have not come back, and yet during this press conference, the comeback, and yet
You gotta use your finger so you know where you are.
police police chief said, "This is the guy." Do you want to hear something equally confusing? They have already given the
Keep your
reward
voice
money
loud.
to the McDonald's manager.
Read that sentence again. So, do you want to know? Do you want to hear something equally confusing? Because that's what he's asking. And go ahead and answer.
They have already given the reward to the
The
McDonald's
reward what?
money. The reward money to the McDonald's manager. And this man has not been
Convicted?
convicted yet. Is this man
A descendant?
a descendant of the Black British Commander in Chief William? How
Mm-hmm.
and his,
Is
and is he related to the famous McDonald from the
from Highlands?
from Highlands of Scotland? Based on my knowledge of real colonial history, I think he is. See Flora McDonald on the next page.
Good job. So this is Flora. So he's going to show you the names. So you want to show them the names Oh no, he's more so. Okay, so so the arrow is pointing to the word McDonald, McDonald. So yes. So let me see if you can see that. So the arrow is pointing to the word McDonald, the names McDonald's, and then this is the flora McDonald's. Okay. All right. So you want to read this with your chest? Read it loud and clear and keep your voice steady. Okay. Yes.
Clearly, these are the Highlands of Scotland. Professor Boyd Dawkins said that the Black Britons were pushed clown Ronald
were pushed
West western into the Highlands of Scotland. This is why the clown Ronald McDonald is
represented
with an afro.
What? Wait. In the beginning, you was like maybe they're related to the McDonald's.
Oh.
And you said it could be a possibility. You remember you saying that?
Yes, and my always correct.
Well, you were on that one, so it said, let's read that again, okay? So it said, this is why you got to read it strong, okay? This is why
This
the clown.
This is why the clown Ronald McDonald is represented with an afro, big feet, and a big nose. It is subliminal. The people that are in what do they do?
The people that are in power.
Know that
You gotta use your words strong, okay? So use them loud and strong.
The people know that are
the people that are in
power know that the real McDonald was a black man. So what do? They create a clown called Ronald McDonald and turn him into a buffoon. And
the supposition
the sub
or the belief.
The supposition belief is that black people have big feet, big noses, and huge afros. Subliminal.
Okay.
The next page.
Okay. So, okay, and then when you're reading, when it said dot dot dot, take a deep breath and then just put and say the next word, subliminal. Listen, that is so crazy because I didn't seen all these commercials as when he said it, ba da ba ba ba. I'm loving it, okay? I'm loving this little truth right here because listen, they could have made the spokesperson or the image or however you say it, whoever they could have made it anything. Why did they go with the clown? It is a mockery, for one. They have this afro, the big feet, the nose. You, dude, high five, sir. You caught that thing. Good job. Listen, and so, like you said, I mentioned those that are in power, they will never ask. They're always going to take. And go ahead. Okay. So they're always going to take and versus asking. So we're going to go to the next page. We're doing good. All right. So statue on the side of the Lever on Rue de Rivoli, Paris, and Wikipedia Encyclopedia. So this is where he got this image from Encyclopedia.
Can I see?
Yes, you can. That is Marquise McDonald. Would you like me to read this, or would you like to read it?
No, you can read it.
Okay.
Why do you have a cape?
We're gonna find out. That's not a cape. They have him in the I don't know, what is that called, a sepulcher or something? I'm not sure. All right. So this man was the general. This man was a general in Napoleon's French army, a relative of Flora McDonald, and he is depicted just like the other McDonald's, black. Throughout this time, McDonald's worked closely with Tsar Alexander, who asked McDonald to personally draw the map of demarcation, mark a boundary, for Armistice. A brief period of negotiation resulted in the Treaty of Fontainebleau, a document that ended Napoleon's rule as emperor. In this next sentence, it's underlined and it is in bold, okay? It's written in bold letters. So it says MacDonald was one of only 6 signatories to the document, which also included Napoleon's faithful aide, Armand de Cologne Court. Where can this Black history be found? It can only be found here in the Negro Question book series. You will not be exposed to this government-sponsored school system or churches. So a lot of the stuff that we read about is you're not going to find it in school because the government don't want you to know this information. So how would you know if, like, how would you feel if you knew that McDonald's could be someone that looked like you? They made that business and they have chains all over the world. How would that make you feel that know someone that looked just like you did that?
I didn't know.
No, if you did know. Would that affect your outlook? Would you feel like, oh, if he can do it, then I can do it? Or would you be like, oh, okay. How would you feel like and knowing like someone that looked like you made the light pole or made this traffic lights? How would
Disappointed.
you would feel disappointed if someone like you made it?
No, I feel okay. Well, okay, good.
You gotta speak louder.
Well, I actually will have no reaction to it.
You wouldn't have no reaction to it? Okay. That's fair enough to say. I asked for your opinions. All right, so
Someone told me to drop the mic.
we don't have a mic today. But you can go like this.
Boom.
There you go. You dropped it. Now I got all of the mic sound in my ear. Okay, so if I saw, just to let you know from my point of view, if I knew right off the get-go that someone that looked like me had a chain of McDonald's and they were the one to start it, that would make me feel proud. Like, wow, we really are accomplishing something. We really are doing something. But maybe because I'm older than you and you're younger than me. So that's why I can say those things. And that's why you can say those things. But because I'm a little older than you, not a tad bit, just a little bit, not too much. That's why I can say those things. But I will feel very like empowered, like, yes, if they can do, I know we can do something. That's how I would feel. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and go. So I'm going to show you the Black Rhode Island Regiment, Brown University. Brown University. And show them, point to that picture so they can know what we're looking at. That's it. All right. And so we're going to stop on this page right here. We're going to read this one, and then we're going to be done, okay? Ooh, wait, that one looked good. All right, so the so-called scholars can't deny the Blackness of the Rhode Island Regiment. Be still, love. So they have to roll out the party line. The party line is this. The Black Rhode Island Regiment consists of former slaves or African Americans. There's one problem with the party line. We have in our possession a document that gives physical ship manifest pages 168 and 170. So we showed you those pages. Description of Black Europeans flooding into the colonies. I also have in my possession a book, page 14, that was written by former English Secret Service John Mackey, in which he describes the Scottish and British nobles as Black men. I have the testimony of 8 white scholars, chapter 1, that testified to this existence of Black European nations. The government-sponsored school system is guilty of fraud and deceit that is being polite. The false memory taught by this institution helped to perpetuate the ideology of white supremacy in the earth. Do you have an idea what he's saying? If you think about it, let me read it again so you can kind of think about it, okay? The government-sponsored school system is guilty of fraud and deceit, and that is being polite. The false memories taught by this institution help to perpetuate the ideology of white supremacy in the earth. The Declaration of Independence states that all men are created equal. That is what I believe, and that is what I teach. What do you think he's trying to say?
I think he's trying to say lying is bad and truth is telling the truth. And I think he's also saying, preach, mama.
Okay. So he said lying is bad and truth is truth. And he's also saying, preach, mama. All right. So yeah, so basically he is saying that the school system is teaching a false lesson. And the lesson, and because it's a false lesson, those that are under these teachers that's getting the lesson are being raised up in white supremacy. Because guess what, all the book characters are in the book, they're white. They're not black. They're not their true, they're not the true essence of the characters. So everything when it comes to history, they're white characters in the book, so you're not getting the real truth. And so because you're doing that, it's raising up people to look at black people or Hebrew people a certain way. It makes them think that they're better than Hebrew people because in their books, that's all they see is themselves and not the images of us. So the school system is failing students and raising up white supremacy. You have an idea what white supremacy means? Like it is a system that keep Hebrew people in like in headlocks. If I have you in a headlock, can you move around like you want to do? If I have you in a headlock, can you get out this room right now?
No,
If you wanted to go to the bathroom, can you do it?
no.
No, I have to come with you, right? So white supremacy, the system follows you everywhere. So if you want to go somewhere, there's white supremacy. It's following you everywhere. And is this easy or difficult?
Difficult.
Okay, so that's what white supremacy do. It follows you everywhere and it makes life difficult. So you need the ruach of the Most High to know how to maneuver in life. So he teaches you, the ruach teaches you how to move and act and respond to life. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to finish off tomorrow and we're going to go on page 175. Ethan, would you mind? I'll pray after, or you know what? If you want to pray, could you pray us out?
Uh, my hands
And you have to speak your voice, okay? Use your voice.
Alright. Bow your hands and close your eyes. Thank you, Yah, for keeping us safe, feeding us food, giving us water, giving us peace, giving us everything. Amen.
Amen. And along with that prayer, Father, I just thank you for everything that you have done. I thank you for story time. I thank you for allowing Ethan to have the heart to join me on today instead of like he could have been playing his video games. He could have been playing with his brothers and sisters and his cousins, yeah, but he chose to join me on story time. And I thank you for that. Father, I pray that you will continue to bless those that tuned in on tonight. Bless, continue to cover them as they rest their homes and settle their household, and as their household rest, Yah, I pray that you will bless them and cover them, Yah, throughout the night, Yah, and allow them to wake up the very next morning, because we know that it is not our ability that wake us up. It is your living breath that calls out our names to wake up, Father. And yeah, we thank you. We ask that you continue to use your people to share this truth with those who are still sleeping. Continue to give us wisdom, and continue to give us strategy on how to share who we are with those who aren't aware. Yeah. I pray that your will be done in our lives as you gather Judah together and all of us together. Yeah. I pray that your will be done. Let our faith continue to rest in you. In Yahushua's name we pray. Amen.
Wait, can I see
Yes.
the catchphrase?
I don't know what your classic catchphrase, but go ahead and
Like
say.
and subscribe.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and do it again.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
this video. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. We certainly appreciate you all joining us. We're going to go ahead and head out. It is 7:45. You want to hit them with the story time wave? Bam! Go, Ethan. Hit them with the story time wave.
Bam, bam. Like,
They can't see you. You got to do that again. That was nice. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. You got to do the, wait, you got to do it again. Hit it again.
bam, bam.
Bye, y'all.
Still got it.
You heard him. Still got it. Oh, you know what? I thought this was touchscreen. My bad.